Hi, today I thought would be a great opportunity to have a look at the new Huda foundation. It comes like this, and I've also got the primer. It looks very, very similar to this one here, which came out I think in 2017, except the feedback from this one was it was very thick and it also was very heavy on the fragrance. So Huda have now come back with another edition and I thought we could give it a go. So first thing I've done is my skincare. So we'll try this primer. So I'm just using sort of one drop of that. It's very watery, which is good. You don't have to work it in, it just sort of sits on top of the skin and it's feeling like it's soaking in really well. Okay, so that's definitely given my face a little bit of a shine. Let's have a play. This is in 200B shortbread, which is exactly the same color that I am in the original one, and also in the stick foundation. I'm hoping that this color will be the right match. What I'll do is I'll apply half of it to my face with a brush, and then I'll apply the other half with a sponge when it comes out and see which way looks best. I prefer a sponge, but sometimes foundations are okay and I can get away with a brush, so it just depends. I think a foundation looks better, even if you've put it on with a brush, just smoothed over with a sponge at the end. But that said, this seems to be going in very, very well with the brush. It's going on very evenly, which is good. It's buildable. I would say it's sort of a satin matte finish. It's not looking desperately matte. It's definitely easy to work into the skin. And the colour looks like it's carrying through. So the 200B in the stick foundation is obviously going to be correct match for this one too. I'm not a fan of putting foundation on with a brush. I just prefer a sponge, but this is going in really well. So I'll just put a bit more on my nose with the brush. With the brush, if you've got really big pores on your nose and you find sometimes you have like tiny little spots that you can see after you put your foundation on, if you get a brush and just work that foundation down the side of your nose, you'll actually, I mean it sounds awful, but you'll fill in the pores with the foundation. And as long as you cleanse your face when you take your makeup off, that will fix that problem. Or if you get big pores down the side of your face here, just sort of stipple the foundation in a little bit longer than you would normally and you'll remove it. Well, you won't remove them, but you'll definitely lessen their appearance. So I've got some rest on my sponge here. And that's applying just as well with the sponge by the looks of it. I'll have a closer look in a minute. So I definitely think my nose looks better if it's applied with the sponge. It's a lot more softer, better filtered look. Yeah, from a distance it looks fine with the brush, but when you come up close you can see, and then on this side it's a lot more sort of worked in and softer, I think. So I will go over it with the sponge. We have Toby here this morning. Hey boy. So I apologise for the noise. Let's try some of their concealer. So the colour, it's probably a little bit orange. It's probably oxidized, maybe half a shade. But once I get the concealer on, I can fix that up with powder. So let me just show you. If you can see up close, there are some pores on my nose, which the foundation has accentuated, and some thicker foundations do that. And I don't know if you can see it on your end. I can definitely see it when I look in the mirror. So if I just either get my brush or my sponge and just keep going over that one place, it will eventually smooth it all in. There's nothing worse when you've got a really good makeup application, you've got a really nice face of makeup on, and then to have like pores. Now that it's on, it is a dry foundation. Like, my skin's pretty dry though, so I would have to say it's quite dry, but it's not a problem dry. It's just drier than, say, the MAC Studio Fix or something like that. It's not as sort of hydrating, or it doesn't feel as hydrating as that yet. Anyway, I'm just going to pop a little bit of the Huda concealer. Now, from memory, the concealer was very full coverage as well, so we'll just go very lightly with that. This foundation, I can't smell anything. So as far as the smell goes, I don't notice it. And then obviously it's definitely not as thick, but you still get a lot of, it's a good color payout. The pigmentation of the foundation is fantastic. So you really could wear minimal amount of it. I think if you mix this foundation in with some moisturiser, even if you wanted to sheer it down even more to make it more like a BB cream, you probably could, and it would probably look really good as well. It just feels like one of those high pigmented foundations that would lend itself to mixing with other products really well. The foundation, now that it's been on for a few minutes, is actually not looking too bad at all. I mean, the colour still looks a bit off, but we can fix that. That's easy to fix. Alright, I'm going to put on some of the Huda bronzer. I'm just gonna, wow, that's a lot. Going in a bit heavy-handed here. I just want to have a sort of bronzed face. I'm not really looking to contour. Yes, B, I know. I don't need a really contoured face. I just want to sort of put some of that colour back, bronze my face up a bit. Quiet. She's the baby. She's used to getting all the attention. Oh, sweetie, you don't have a toy? I tell you, I've never known a dog to like her toys more than this dog does. She just loves toys. Toby's a people person. He likes his people. He likes just being around everybody. But B, she likes to chew something, play with something, annoy something, preferably a cat if there's one around. She's a bit more of a naughty girl, aren't she, B? Hey? So I'm looking on the screen, and when I'm looking at the screen, my face looks quite orange. But I can assure you on my end, it actually doesn't look that bad. I think the lighting in here, I've had to put a few extra lights on because it's quite dark. Still pretty early in the morning. I got a few things to do today, so I thought I'd do my makeup early. And that bronzer's just given a nice healthy glow. And it's all worked in really, really flawlessly as well. I'm just going to use some of the NARS Orgasm liquid. Really into the creams at the moment. We've had some really, really muggy, humid weather. Today is going to be another humid day, but the Huda foundation is formulated for weather in Dubai, so it's humidity proof, heat proof. Obviously that's where Huda is, so if they can wear it and get away with it in Dubai, then I reckon I should be pretty safe here, I'd say. I just like to work it up rather than down. I also prefer a blush that doesn't have any highlight in it. I prefer to add my highlight separately. only because depending on the highlighter, it can add more texture to your skin. It's gonna dull that down a little bit with my foundation brush. I'm going to use the Huda powder, okay, and this one is Cupcake. These Huda powders are really, really good. They have like a matte, like a sort of a meshy sort of thing here, so you can never take out too much. I'm just going to do my eyebrows and I'll be right back. Eyebrows are all done. What I have here is another product from Huda, and they brought these out in 2 different color combinations. So you get 2 matte shades and a metallic. This is just a MAC shadow. This is just Burley. I'm just going to make sure that all my eyes are set from the concealer, and I like to make sure that I've got all the same color down before I start my eyes. I think it makes the eyeshadows look a lot better. Okay, so this is the little color here, the lightest color in the stack. It's so teeny tiny. I'm just going to, I know that sometimes these sorts of shadows can be intimidating. Some people are not sure how to use the liquid shadows or the shadow sticks. They're exactly the same as a normal shadow. It's just that you don't have as much time to work with. So I would just recommend that you do one eye at a time. Sort of looking into a mirror that's sitting behind my phone, but sometimes it's hard to see exactly what I'm doing properly. Okay, now there is a darker shade here, and I'm just going to pop that one because that's significantly darker. So that's the colour here. The colour we just used was this colour here. Sorry, they're a bit too close. So there's a very big jump in colour there. Put it outer edge there. So again, I'm just going to put one little dot, decent sized dot, but not a big dot. I actually had to get out of my leggings today because I've got to go out. Can you believe that? Everyone I talk to, like, we used to wear jeans around the house, and now it's just an acceptable practice to wear leggings. Sort of jeans only come out now if you go somewhere. I'm not going to add any more to that, only because I am only going to my GP and I don't want him to think that I've put on a face full of makeup just for his benefit. But I will put on some of the metallic colour here, which is this one, and that's totally dry now. And it's got a brush on it rather than sort of the applicator that the other 2 had. I'm just going to line it along the actual bottom of my eye. If I open my eye, I might stamp it up higher than where I actually want to put it. And I just want a little bit, just to give it a little bit more of a look, but I don't need to take it all the way up my eye. Like I said, just the GP. And I've got the Huda Legit Lashes, and I'm going to use the curl and length end. That's a applicator that's like that, so it's got a curve in it, as opposed to the other end, which is volume, just an applicator like that. So this is a really good mascara actually if you want to put fake lashes on, because it's so black. And I think just the formula itself looks really good with fake lashes. This is called Joyride. This is just Huda, very neutral colour. That is the Huda Beauty Foundation and primer. So far it looks quite good, I must say. So thank you for watching, and I will be back again very soon. Bye.